Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today is a little different video than our usual weekly vlogs, which of course we are still filming. I am about to do some makeup because I'm gonna go and get these trotters done finally. If you do watch the weekly vlogs, you will know that it's been a journey. So I just thought this could be a little chilled, get ready with me whilst I answer some questions, try and give you some advice as your internet big sister. I feel like this is going to be really nice, so go and grab yourself a drink, go and grab yourself a snack, and let's get into it. I'm going to talk through products I'm using as well, so this will kind of be like an updated makeup routine as well. I feel like you guys know my makeup routine, but why not? I'm going to start off by using this Korean snail all-in-one cream. Oh my goodness, it's going everywhere. I absolutely love this stuff. It just leaves your skin looking like glass. Now you can get this in TK Maxx, you can get this over on TikTok Shop, you can get it from so many places, and I absolutely love it. So good. I have really dry skin, so for me this is like a dream come true. It just gives your skin that drink, you know. I'm just going to leave that for a second to chill into my skin before we just start layering products on. So let's read a question. Do you have any advice for people who struggle to sleep? I do. Okay, I was so bad when it came to falling asleep. I can stay asleep, you know, fall asleep and stay asleep until 4 o'clock the next afternoon, but falling asleep for me was always a really stressful thing. Like, you're just like forcing yourself asleep, and I don't know about you guys, but my brain at night time is just like, hello. Just like the whole day it's just like nothing, and then I lie in bed and it's like, so, remember that time you did this? I'm like, so for me, what works for me is magnesium spray, which is really good. I use this one from Harrogate Organic, and you get that on TikTok Shop or on their website, or you can make your own as well, but I'm just lazy. And you just spray it into your elbows and behind your knees before you go to sleep. Some people rub it into their feet. I haven't really seen much of a difference doing that, so use that. Then I have this feathering down sleep spray, which I spray all over my pillow. It just smells really like lavender, calm. And I also have this candle here, lavender and chamomile. This is just such a calming spray. If I'm ever feeling anxious or anything, I light this, and it just makes the whole room smell like calmness. Obviously I don't sleep in here, but these are really good smells to help you get calm and sleep. I also have a really good sleep if I have a bath that night or a nice shower. I just feel like it just relieves you. But the main thing for falling asleep, and I saw this online, it's actually worked for me, is you have to imagine a house, not your house. It can be any house, but you have to have been in it before, and know all the rooms quite well, but it can't be your house. So I do my nanny and granddad's, and what you have to do is you have to close your eyes, imagine you're walking into the house and you're going into every single room, okay, and you are picking up on every detail in that room. So you walk into my nanny and granddad's house, I'd look at the hallway with my eyes shut, I'd walk into the living room, I'd remember everything I could see there, and by the time you get halfway through the house, you're asleep. I don't know what it is. I saw it on TikTok and I tried it out for myself, and I wake up every day and I'm like, did I get to the end of thinking around the house? So give that a try. Every tiny detail. You can't just go in and be like, right, sofa there, out. You have to go in and be like, there's a picture of this in this corner, there's a TV here, there's this particular statue they got from here, like really detailed. Give it a try and let me know how you get on. Okay, let's do some foundation. I fear today I'm going to have to do an orange foundation because it is giving Christmas Carol, and funnily enough, whilst I'm filming this, it's actually Halloween, so we're looking like a ghost, but I want to look like I have some sort of colour to me, you know. This is the NARS Radiant Longwear Foundation in Santa Fe. I wonder how this is going to look. And the question I have is, with ADHD, I struggle with disappointment quite heavily when plans change. Do you? The short answer is yes, but I will tell you why I think we struggle with it. So with ADHD, planning is your enemy, basically. If you plan anything, you'll be late for it. I don't know how to describe it. Okay, if we plan something, we are dreading it. We are dreading leaving for, no, we're not dreading it, I'm joking. But like, we are dreading having to get ready on time, we're planning everything, we need this to happen at this time, but then like it's such a battle when you plan something. So when the plan gets changed, it's so annoying because you've had such an emotional argument with yourself, like, no, we are going to this, we need to go, we're going at this time, I'm going to wear this, I'm going to do this, like, so when the plan gets changed, it's kind of like, oh, fuck's sake, like I was actually ready to go to that, and I'm usually really disorganised, so that's why I kind of get a bit upset, and because it was going to be really fun, you know, and I personally, I can only speak for myself obviously, but I'm really bad with being told no. It makes me into a brat, you know, I can't describe it. So if like someone changes the plan, I'm like, no, we were doing this, and they're like, no, we're not. I'm like, hate no's. Got changed or cancelled, I would just be really gutted, just because it takes a lot of mental energy to prep to actually show your face at something or do a plan. So I completely get what you mean. It's very, very normal. It's not too dark for me, is it? I think it's actually whiter than my skin was. This is the Hourglass concealer in Creme Vanish. Creme. I don't know, and I don't know what that accent was. Next question is, what's your favourite flavour of cake? And I love questions like this. You know, sometimes when you're on social media, the questions are quite invasive. But questions like this, I absolutely love. Like, what's your favourite flavour of cake? Thank you for that question, whoever asked me that. What's your name? Lucy. I love you. I love being asked normal stuff. This is Rare Beauty's bronzer stick in Always Sunny. I love this. This is if I was doing October favourites, this would be it. My favourite flavour of cake is lemon drizzle, which is weird because I don't really like lemon flavoured things, but I love lemon drizzle. But then I love refreshers, so maybe I do love lemon flavoured things. I don't know, I hate fruit cake. I really don't like fruit cake. Yes, I love red velvet. I love lemon drizzle. I love Victoria sponge with buttercream. Oh, I love a Victoria sponge with the jam. And oh, what's your favourite flavour cake? I'm interested to know. Comment below what your favourite flavour of cake is. And then I'm going to take the Refi Peach Cream Blush just between that, and we're going to do the Neapolitan effect. What's the hardest part about having 4 dogs? I think dividing your attention is a really difficult thing. Also, because we got the boys as brothers, like full brothers, it was really difficult to navigate giving them attention independently rather than as a 2, because we bought them as a 2, so it's easier to be like, right, you 2 come here, you 2 come here, you 2 play with these. Like, you have to differentiate them as separate dogs and give them different attention, because they're complete different personalities. Even though they come from the same mum, they're completely different doggies, and as they've got older we realise that more. So it's really difficult at first when they're puppies to divide the time. It's quite expensive. So when you buy treats or something, imagine you have 1 dog, those treats will last you for ages. When you have 4, it's like you give them out and then they're all gone. If Lloyd and I wanted to go on a holiday or something, finding care for the dogs. When we go on holiday to France, we take all the dogs, so that's another tricky thing. But I'm such a dog person, like I love them so much. I just think I want to give them the best life. They bring so much joy to us separately. Each and every one bring us such separate joy. So yes, it's hard, but it's also very rewarding. They're also very good for... I thought Chihuahuas were just a fucking nightmare. I always, growing up, thought Chihuahuas were aggressive, yappy, scary things that I didn't want to stroke. Fast forward, now I'm sat here with 4, and it's just the most rewarding thing. I've never met a breed that shows you as much love as a Chihuahua, and times that by 4, and you just... If you're having a bad day, they pick up on it. Like, they just have hearts of absolute gold, and they just love you all so much. And I don't know what I'd do without our doggies, honestly. I love them so much. Next question is a story behind one of your tattoos. Okay, so let me show you the tattoo first. This is the tattoo. So it's like a Celtic cross on my stomach. I'm going to set all that makeup quickly with the Kat Von D Lock-It setting powder. So the story behind that tattoo is my friend was studying to be an apprentice in a tattoo studio, and he was practicing on like pigskin, or I don't know, what is it they get that apprentices practice on? And I was like, I was 15 at the time, so I'm not going to tell you his name because I don't know if that's legal. But I was just like, do me one, you can practice on me, I don't care. So he did me this tattoo, right? That was like this tiny cross, wonky. We both thought it was sick at the time, can I just say. And everyone in school was like, whoa, you've got a tattoo? And I was like, yeah. Picked the scab, it went all bumpy. It was not a good look for your first tattoo. Years down the line, Lee, Yasmin's partner, Wolf's daddy, noticed this and said, what the actual fuck is that? Funny enough, Lee tattooed this friend who did the tattoo on me. Full circle moment. And Lee was like, we need to sort that out. Like, I can't have you be associated with me and have that on you. So I was like, Lee's very, very talented. So I was like, okay. So this was like 4 years after I got the tattoo. He was like, wake me up in the night and we'll put this numbing cream on because it has to be on for a certain amount of hours, and we were leaving the house early. So I was like, Lee, can you put the numbing cream on now? And he was like, where is it? I was like, you've got it. He was like, you got any cling film? You know, when you're so tired, you're talking through your nose. It's like 5 AM, he's putting this cream on me because it's very painful to get tattooed there. So he put it on me, kind of wrapped my body in cling film, and then I went back to sleep. And then it was time to get the tattoo done. I didn't feel the first hour. You can feel the pressure, but you can't feel like the actual pain, and then it wore off and I could feel the pain, but it wasn't unbearable. You know, tattoo pain is not unbearable, it's just like, what the fuck? And I was very happy with this. So it's basically a cover-up of a really first tattoo. You can still see the first tattoo underneath it, and it still has that scarring, but yeah, I'm much more happy with what I have now. Okay, do you have any tips for how to read more and spend less time on your phone? I love reading. I really love reading. It's a whole different ball game to social media because you use your brain, you use your imagination. It is so good for your brain reading a book, I think, because you have to envision things. You're exercising your brain constantly. You have to envision scenarios, and I don't know, reading makes me feel a way that social media never can, or movies don't either. For example, like if you're watching a steamy kind of scene in a movie, it's a bit awkward and it's just like, oh, I just want this to be over. When you're reading it, you're in it. You're like, wow, you're having all the feelings. And it's just like, it's just a really nice experience as a human being to like be able to envision things, because what amazes me is everyone envisions characters differently. Everyone envisions scenes differently. And I just think that's really cool. So to read more and spend less time on your phone, oh my god, I can literally at night time rot and go on my phone for hours and hours endlessly and love it. Set a timer on your phone for 15 minutes. So I can go back on my phone in 15 minutes, but I want to read for 15. And then you might be so into the book you'll just turn off the timer. You might not, but at least you've found that time. Just do that every now and then and you'll be reading in no time, honeys. I would recommend, if you're in a reading slump, starting the Housemaid series by Frida McFadden. That's very good to get you out of the slump. Blush, I'm taking this Anastasia Beverly Hills Trio. I've had this for years, it must be off. Next question is, who was your childhood idols and do they influence you today? I don't feel like I had much of an idol when I was a child, but early teens, kind of like 16, 17, 18, 19, Zoella. I was obsessed with Zoella. I would watch everything, her and Alfie. I'd watch all Alfie's vlogs. And yes, they are still the only YouTuber I will watch today. There's something about her that just makes you feel safe. I don't know, she speaks a lot about nostalgia, her childhood programs, childhood songs, and it's just like, it just makes you feel so involved. And going into Zoe's videos is just like stepping into a time machine to a time where it was easier and calmer and people didn't judge so much and you could be cringy and no one cared. And I just think she's done such an amazing job because she has been a safe place for so many people for so long. I just absolutely love Zoe. So yes, she is still my childhood influence today. It is an honour to share this life where Zoe is in it. Just going to take some Urban Decay setting spray. I'm a young mum, now he's 15, I don't know who I should be. I will always be mum, but who am I? That's a difficult one because I have never been a mum, but I can give you advice on an outsider's perspective. I'll take that Anastasia Glow Kit to... Am I, or am I going to take Vive? I might take Vive's Skin Dew first and then that highlighter. I've never been a mum, so I don't know exactly how you feel, but to me, I'm a very positive thinker, so I think, how exciting. You know, you can be anyone. You know, you've raised a wonderful boy who I bet adores you so much, and now you have that freedom to be who you want to be. You can be anyone you want to be, and I can understand you felt maybe a bit like your identity's just gone and you've just lived for this boy, which is the most selfless act you can ever do, and I think that's absolutely amazing and hats off to you. But now you have this time to discover who you want to be. You don't have to know who you are like that. Everyone's learning every day that they're different, you know. I'm definitely not the same person I was 15 years ago. Oh my god, how old was I 15 years ago? 11. My goodness, no. Every day people learn and change and evolve, so you might begin a path of, oh, this is who I want to be, and then get on it and be like, no it's not, and I want to go on this one. And you can change constantly and you have that freedom and it's amazing. But that's for you to discover. That's your own journey, and I am sending you so much love, and I hope it is the best journey you've ever voyaged on, apart from motherhood. But I can imagine how you must be feeling, just a bit lost and a bit like, I've only known how it is to be a mum, I don't know who it is to be me. But you got this. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of that Glow Kit over the top as well. Okay, the next question is, do you ever get nervous/anxious when you're out and people recognise you? In the short answer, no, never. I absolutely love meeting you guys. It is why I do what I do, to see your smiling faces, to have a laugh together, to have a hug, and to just hear your stories. And yeah, I think it's the most magical, amazing experience, and it makes everything worth it when you see the look on people's faces who've watched you for ages and they're just, oh my god, like, it's just the most amazing feeling ever. Sometimes I do get a little nervous when it's drunk people. I know they're just having a nice time and everything, but when people are drunk they have a tendency to kind of lose inhibitions. And they'll become a bit more like pushy and pully and demanding, and that's when it gets a little bit nerve-wracking, because what's the point in doing this if you don't get to have a laugh and meet the people that you do it for? Next question. How did you know Lloyd was the one? Because instead of the nervousness and the sick, scared, anxious feeling, when I was around him, I felt calm. I felt protected and I felt safe. I felt like I could be anyone and he will just embrace it. He's not gonna think I'm weird. He's not gonna be mean to me. He's gonna protect me. He's gonna look after me. And it's just like, I just knew. When they say like, when you know, it's so true. Because in my past, like, I'd be feeling anxious. I'd be feeling what I thought were butterflies, but really it's your fight or flight. Just like, I don't think this person's for you. I read something the other day that's so true, and it's not like, when you meet your soulmate, it's not always, it can be, but it's not always like, oh my goodness, like, I'm falling for you, everything. Like, it's, oh, there you are. Let's go on then. You know, like, I've been looking for you. Being in love should feel like coming home and being home, wherever they are. Wherever you are together, as long as they're there, you're home. Wherever I am, whatever country we're in, whatever social situation we're in, if I look to him, I'm home. And that's how I know. I don't know how to describe it, but that's best as I can. What's my biggest personality insecurity? Probably being really annoying. Like, really loud and out there, and there's nothing worse than being in a situation where I feel like, the only way I can describe it is a monster. Like, I feel so out of my comfort zone that I kind of overcompensate for it, and I'll start saying dumb shit and too loud and just being over the top, and I'm very conscious of it, and when people around me make me feel weird for it, it makes me worse and worse and worse. The insecurity is being too much for for people. I hate that because that's not actually my personality. Most people that meet me say when they meet me, oh, you're a little bit more introverted than I thought you'd be. I'm like, yeah, I am, because like I'm kind of like seeing if I can be myself in this situation, and if I can't, then I won't. If I'm comfortable, I'm usually a bit more reserved, and I'll pop in a little like cheeky comment here and there. Okay, that was the P. Louise lipstick, by the way, and that is in Speed Dial. And then I'm going to take Doll Beauty's Come to Mama. The transitioning in your 20s from not wanting babies to trying for them, I feel this is a stigma. Yeah, honestly, in my past I have said, oh, I don't want kids. I've said it on podcasts, I've said, oh, I don't want kids. That's how I felt in that moment. I genuinely felt like that. That as you get older, like, I don't know, you just change and you just want different things. And Lloyd and I would have conversations of like, no, we don't want kids, we're happy with dogs, like. And then as time goes on and things happen, you're like, oh my god, I do want kids. And that shouldn't be a stigma, like, or you've had an opinion in the past that's now changed, and I'm sure you've said something, oh, I'm never going to do this, and then suddenly you're doing it. Like I said I'd never want red hair again, and now I have electric red hair. All just navigating this crazy thing called being a human. So yeah, it shouldn't be a stigma to change your mind about things. It's the most natural thing in the world, you know. Sometimes you hate a food and then you try it again in a year and you absolutely love it. So yeah, that was the biggest change for me, because I never thought I would want to give birth or be pregnant, because I'm just so scared of it. Like growing up, like it was an actual fear of mine. I remember once I was watching Neighbours and my mum, and it was when Libby was giving birth to Ben, and it was just so traumatising for me. And from then I was like, I can't have a baby. And now we're just like, yeah, if it happens, like, we're ready for that part of our journey. So yeah, it should never be a stigma, and you should never feel like you can't change your mind on anything because you'll be judged for it. You can change your mind about anything you want, whenever you want. Has your relationship changed since your ADHD diagnosis? Yes, it actually has. Should I get him in here? I'd say you're a lot more understanding of things, but I didn't know how to word it, so I thought I'd get you.
Well, yeah, I think it kind of fucking answers the big question of like, what the fuck is going on?
It truly does. Yeah, I never understood why I would wake up some mornings and couldn't get out of bed physically, but wanted to and wanted to do things. Never understood why I couldn't do my washing like normal people. My time management is so bad. Like, what's the time right now? Like, if my husband is lacking inspiration for the creative side, which is very rare, he'll come to me and he'll be like, do you have an idea of how I could go about it? Everyone does that. Like, Yaz and Freya will come to me and be like, they'll never come to me if they need like anything to do with washing or anything like that. Yeah. Ever. But like,
no, your strengths, babe.
But like, if they're like, right, Eden, I'm stuck on content, what can I do? I'm like, I do that for loads of people. I'm like, you should be doing this, you should be doing this, and then they do it and they're like, oh, thanks. I'm like, yeah, come and do my washing. He will body double me for tasks. So right now he's stood here. I think I'll do my hair faster than I would if he wasn't in the room. Putting away clothes, he sits with me. But it's also, you don't wanna feel like a baby.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you can feel like this annoying baby that's misbehaved and lazy, and I have to remember I'm still a 26-year-old woman. I can't let everyone do everything for me. I have to try and do my own thing. That's why I learnt to drive. I don't know, I just felt so like dependent on everyone, and that was like one thing I could do for myself. Hate asking, no, I love asking you for stuff.
No, you'll ask me to do anything.
Yeah, Lloyd's the only person that I'll ask for something. Oh my god, I would never be like, no, I hate asking other people for favours. I just can't do it. Whereas Lloyd, I'm like,
I get the grunts.
Sometimes when he gets up, I just think, what can I ask for?
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes
like, I can't help it. I'm so grateful for him. He's just very understanding.
Well, no, you know, everyone's got their own things going on, haven't they?
Lloyd doesn't care about anything. It's honestly admirable.
I don't give a fuck.
Whereas I have such rejection sensitivity.
It is, right? I'm an old man, okay, and like once you get to a certain age, you just don't give a fuck about what anyone else is doing anymore. You just don't care.
I walk out sometimes and I'm like, he's hoovering and like he won't look up. And I'm like, are you angry at me because I haven't hoovered? He's like, what? Like we've had full on arguments. And he's like, I'm not angry.
I was editing a video this morning, and in the background he says, "Am I still in trouble?" And I said, "What for?" And I didn't even know what she was in trouble about. So
I just always feel like I'm in trouble.
yeah,
always.
You tell yourself off for no
yeah.
reason. So to summarise, the relationship has changed because I have learned a lot more about ADHD. So yeah, I just think if you are someone with and your partner's got ADHD, it is, you know, to start with, once you're learning about it, it's quite fucking tricky. But once you get into the swing of things, and you get your routines done and like your body doubling and all that stuff, it's just fucking easier.
Yeah.
So just take the time. And honestly, like I've pulled my hair out enough of it. I'm currently doing 86 loads of washing with my wife's.
This is a really good one. How do you get over worrying about others' opinions of you? I used to be consumed by it. Honestly, I'm not joking. I used to live day to day. Do they like me today? And then again, it's a thing with age. As Lloyd was saying, like you get older and you just start to give less of a fuck. Like when you're young and you're just turned 22 and you're on here and people are ripping you apart, you're hearing insults you've never heard in your whole life about yourself. It takes its toll on you mentally. I wouldn't wish it on anyone, but I don't like to talk on it anymore because it's boring and there's no need. It's just, yeah. If I ever have a child and that child's being bullied or people are being horrible about their appearance or who they are as a person, I would never expect my child to stand in front of the bullies and say, this is why my face looks like this and this is why I'm like this, and that's just not, I would never ever expect that of my child. And you have to think of your younger self in situations, so I always think back to myself as a child and I'm like, I would never allow her to open herself up and explain herself constantly, you know. And you just got to keep moving onwards and forwards and growing as a person and learning, and you'll lose people along the way, you'll gain people along the way, but never take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from. How do you keep a sex life still going when you've been together for a long time? I'm at a loss. Firstly, relax. Because there is so much more to a relationship and a marriage than sex. Yeah, it's important, and I know on TV shows it shows you, which is really toxic, that like if you don't have sex for a long time then they're going to go off and cheat. Like, this is the real world, and that does happen unfortunately, and those men are absolute arseholes. You're seeing these ads constantly and you're just seeing stuff where you feel like you have to constantly be, no. Last night Lloyd and I went to bed, laid in bed and ate a whole bag of Doritos with a dip, a whole bag of Big Sweets, watched a movie and went to sleep. Sex is part of your relationship, but it's not your relationship. You know, we have so many elements that if they were taken away with me and I was left with just the physical side, I'd be gutted. not gutted because it's not good, it's amazing, but we have such a laugh together, we have such a bond, we have the best communication, we have there's so much more to it than the sex, and I feel like intimacy starts outside the bedroom. It doesn't always have to be in the hole, you know? Holding hands is intimacy, a little touch is intimacy, a kiss on the cheek is intimacy, and these things all lead to, if you want to fuck, talk about it. But if you're just chilling and you don't necessarily feel like you want to do it but you have pressures of society, stop it. And speak to your partner about it. Say, I'm feeling a lot of pressure because I see things online, and they'll often put you at ease, and if they're not, get rid of them. Anyway, I'm going to end today's video because the makeup is done and I am late for my nail appointment. But I hope you have enjoyed the questions and advice. I've been as wise as I can. But I love you all. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Can't stop doing this. But yeah, if you are not already subscribed, make sure you are. Click the bell for notifications whenever I post, and love you lots. And I'll see you very soon.